Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you for being here, and thank you for the super thanks. I have it at a different angle today. Let me know how it works for you. Today, I am going to do a spread on Brian Kohburger's mother. She was seen going into court. She was hiding her face. I just want to find out how hopeful she is currently with all the latest information dropped on him. FYI, when he dropped that sheath in the bedroom, it was because he was hoping to have sexual relations with Kaylee. And that's why it fell out, to be honest with you. That's what was happening. He had a sexual, murderous fantasy that he was unable to fulfill because the other girl woke up. And so, you know, so much has come out, and it's got to be to the point where they can't face the reality maybe, or maybe I would think the hope would be falling at this point in time. So I just want to see, her face was hidden. That body language right there shows she doesn't want people to recognize her or know her. She doesn't really want to be associated with it. There's a lot of shame there. Hiding your face is just complete. I really feel for the poor woman. They're just as much as victims as the victims themselves, you know. Kind woman, apparently, allegedly, you know, and she never apparently didn't say much about her son. She knew there was something off with him. Things weren't quite normal. So my heart goes out to her. So I'm not trying to attack her because she's just as much as a victim. So I want to find out, how are the parents feeling in terms of hope? I would think that it would be tanking and sinking at this point. And how they're feeling. So I just want to get the current energy. How is the parents feeling? So we're starting out right now. We have here the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is they feel it's a lost opportunity. They feel this is a roadblock, very let down. Very, very let down. That he really doesn't have opportunity that's ever going to come to him. There won't be a reward in this situation. That his worldly status, new enterprise, making money, growing, seeding and growing new things is not going to ever happen to him. So right away, their hopes are dashed. Their hopes are completely dashed. At the bottom of the deck, I have here, because there's been a repeated psychological pattern of failure with him, it's basically a no-win situation with this card. This is the no-win situation card. He's always had a sick mind. They've always known that something wasn't quite right, that he has a very combative mind. It's a battle within himself. So just a repeated pattern of psychological failure. They've always known. They've always known he wasn't quite right. But I feel strongly she lived in hope. She lived in hope. If we support him, educate him, be there for him, maybe he'll turn a leaf, get married, be successful in his job. He can function. But all hopes have been dashed at this point. And they've always known. Subconsciously, they've always known. They've always known that he wasn't right in the head. Challenging position for the Kohburger mother and the family. They're hoping that justice is balanced and fair. They're hoping that he gets what he deserves, be it innocent or guilty. So they're hoping he gets a fair trial with the justice. Feelings in the situation. He was interested in Kaylee. He wanted to have her. It was a crime of passion on his end. It was said that he said when he thought he was getting away with it, oh, it must have been a crime of passion. That's his projection. He wanted her. So basically, what no longer serves in the past is the Knight of Swords in reverse. They knew that he was cold and cut off from his emotions. He couldn't communicate his emotions. There is no emotions with the King of Swords. But they were hoping that maybe at some point in time, something would change. They had their head up in the clouds a bit, you know, with the Seven of Cups here. That's your heads up in the clouds, fantasy, day-to-day dreams that maybe he would change. But he always had this cold, calculated cruelness to him, which he said himself, he was cruel to his parents. It came out in the letters from when he was about 15, 16 years old, that he knew he was, quote-unquote, an asshole, and he treated his parents badly. And he was trying to understand himself, why he had so many problems. He was trying to figure himself out in these young letters that he posted online. Under the surface, she's giving up. She's given up on him with the Nine of Wands, no longer able to to not give up on him. She's basically giving up on the situation with the Nine of Wands in reverse. Here, you're hanging on to that last one. You figure, okay, maybe there's a chance here that, that this will end in a positive way. But here, it's a breaking point to the worst degree. No fulfillment, giving up. So she's given up on him. She's given up. She knows it's not good. Going into the future, the death card. He killed 4 people, and he's not going to get out of it. He's going to be stuck in prison for the rest of his life and having an inability to accept the situation. Yeah, very hard, very, very hard for any parent, because you love your kid. You think of him as a little baby boy and reminisce about the past, that whole nostalgic, before all the darkness came in and before it was even realized. So that's very sad for any parent. But basically, he's not going to get out of the situation. He cannot transform the situation. She cannot change the situation. It is what it is. Having a really hard time accepting it with the death in reverse. Also, the death in reverse, it's basically a delayed ending. She knew that he was wrong. She knew that there was some kind of inability to change her son. There was a resistance to change him, that there is like a terminal illness with this position. Basically, what he has was not something that could be cured or fixed, and it could not be medically treated. Psychopathy. Something was so deeply wrong, could not fix it. Basically, depression, suffering from depression for many, many years, trying to avoid the feelings, and knowing that it was an inevitable situation. More than likely wasn't always going to go well for him. Very, very sad. And my heart breaks for her. This is not her fault. This is not her fault. Okay, the feelings in the situation. It's laying sideways, so I'm going to read it sideways. Not sure if she should lend a hand or not. What's the benefit in the situation? There is no give and take in this situation. It's really no decisions are made here at this point in time. Charity, giving doesn't help him. Giving him advice doesn't help him. Nothing helps. It's like flat effect. No amount of helping him was going to change the situation. It was inevitable. Going into the outside influences with Mother Kohburger. Outside influences is basically the Page of Pentacles in reverse with the High Priestess in reverse. She knew he had no friends. The High Priestess in reverse is someone who has no friends, no feelings no feelings. So basically, no cups feelings, no swords, no pentacles, no wands. So very shallow, superficial, antisocial, basically. This is an antisocial personality position, okay? Had no inner GPS, did not have idealistic energy, could not read people, could not see things, could not do the right thing, okay? And he was very much an outsider within the school system because he was a student. This is the student card. This is the apprenticeship card. So it's bad news. Nothing but bad news has been put out there. He will never be able to work again. He won't be able to go back to school. He will never be able to train again. He will never be able to build a portfolio of his life. Basically, it's a failure, complete failure, and he's antisocial. No aces in any of his feelings, so he was very shut off. And people on the outside picked up on it, and she knew it because she heard it. She was within the school system. She used to help students, so she heard this. That's why she was very quiet about talking about her son. So she was aware, very aware. Hopes and fears for Mother Kohburger. Mother Kohburger, hopes and fears. She was hoping to nurture him. She was hoping that she could turn things around. She was a good mother. She was not a horrible mother. She was a great mother. She could take a small amount and do a lot with it. She was very resourceful. This is a resourceful queen. She used every resources she had available to help her son and tried making attempts to transform him, but she failed. She was unable to because she didn't know he was antisocial. She didn't know his dark side, his dark passenger, but she did everything she could with what she had, with her mind, with her body, within the home. She did everything she could. My heart breaks for her, that poor woman. This is going to be so hard for her. My empathy is very strong for this woman. She does not deserve this. She's as much of a victim as the victim's parents. Two of Cups. She loves him. She feels bonded to him. She loves him. He is her son. She will always still love him, feel this intermingling energy. God, I feel so sad for her. My heart just breaks for her. I almost want to cry right now, you guys. I feel so bad for her. So basically, we have here, quite possibly the husband had some dictator energy. The husband wasn't quite so great. She was great, but the dad was not so great. The dad has some very negative vibes with the Emperor in reverse. The dad was very controlling. So the dad was kind of the problem in the marriage, trying to have a happy family and put on that happy family face. So the dad had some issues, not her. FYI, allegedly entertainment purposes. The dad has dictator energy, control freak. So abuses of power. The dad probably he probably got it from the father's side, from the father's genetics. FYI, if you're not aware, psychopathy comes from the male gene. It does not come from the female gene. It comes primarily from the male side of the family. It is primarily male-dominated problem. Psychopathy is primarily a male genetic problem, not female. Very rare, very, very rare for a female. It came from the father's side. The father's probably a narcissist. The father's probably a sociopath, and it probably most likely came from him. And that's how I see that with that there. And they try to put on the front of the happy, perfect family with the Ten of Cups. But it was not perfect. It was an illusion. An illusion. Yikes. I feel bad for her. This is so sad. So, so sad. I just send out some prayers for her, you guys, because she doesn't deserve this. Not at all. Not at all. This woman does not deserve this. She has everything in her to bond, mingle, and connect and love. She will always love her son. It's her baby. She will always view him as my baby boy. But unfortunately, she could not fix and change him. She could not. She wanted to. She wanted to. And she was really hoping he would come to some kind of resolution in life where he can find a lover, where he can change and get out of this, prisoner in his mind. This is another prisoner in the mind kind of card with this, Five of Swords. He was always a conflict in his mind. He was always a problem. It was always a struggle. Basically with this here, this is violence, rape, murder, and it's also getting caught. It's very fighting back energy. It is pattern of failure. So like I said, Five of Swords is violence, rape, and murder. This is what he did. He wanted to rape Kaylee. That's why that sheath was found next to their bodies, because he wanted to do the most disgusting humanly thing possible, which was to rape and kill at the same time. But he probably was unable to perform, and he got careless and left it behind. So that's how I see it. I hope you, I can't say enjoy this, but it is what it is. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.